And for like 11 or 12 years now. And when I started the band, I was like trying to think of a name for it, and I had a pin on my backpack that just said math and had a bunch of numbers. And so I named my band after the pin so that my band had a pin. That's that. It's the only reasoning.
You had a math pin?
It just said math and I had a bunch of numbers. I thought it was I thought it was funny. I had it on my backpack, so I named my band after the pin.
Cool.
Yeah.
I had heard in one other interview that you got kicked out of all these punk bands. That's some bullshit, bro.
Yeah. Well, I got kicked out of the other bands that I was in high school because I wasn't any good. I was already like doing my own thing, so I just kept doing that, and just somehow continued to get asked to play shows, so I just never stopped doing it, and then here we are now. A lot of people call us a dance band, but we're not really like a dance band, I don't think. I think people usually get that from like the instrumentation because it's electronic music. I think we're just a punk band with like a very different instrumentation than most punk bands use, but like when it comes down to it, our songs are punk songs, or at least what we're playing now. So we're a punk band where instead of the usual instruments, we use like vintage drum machines and analog synthesizers and like 12-bit computers and stuff like that.
Band, like different people, different shows. Like how does that dynamic all work?
Yeah, it's changed. It's changed a lot over the years. I did it on my own, just me and a laptop for like 6 or 7 years, I'd say. And I'd bring like a big box of costumes and like stuff like that, and just kind of go at it. And then I'd say probably it's going on like 4 years now that I started adding other people and gradually adding more and more like instrumentation, and now I play guitar the whole set, and we've had like full drummers, we've had horn sections, but for the most part I play guitar and sing, and Justine plays a monophonic synthesizer with one hand and like half of a drum kit with the other hand. And then we have like drum machines and like sequence tracks playing also.
I saw that you had that you kind of add different synths.
Just because I'm not like, I don't think it's something to be ashamed of playing a show and not having 100% of it being live, because really like my choices would be find a 20-piece band or dumb down the songs, and between those two choices I would sooner have it sound how it's supposed to be and do what we can live, and like some of it like just wouldn't be possible to perform live.
So I understand that.
We play with the resources that we have. Kevin plays guitar, and I'll learn what I need to learn, and if it is convenient to bring another person or like add another person, we do, and if it isn't, then it's just the two of us, or sometimes it hasn't been for a long time, but it could just be him. So we work with what we have.
It's also just more like I feel like if you look at what bands stay together for the longest, the smaller the band, the more likely it is they'll stay together. It's difficult to take a 5-piece band on the road for 200 days out of the year, but the two of us, we've been dating for 6 years, we live together, it's easy for the two of us to keep it going.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't really play that up too much because in no way are we like a couple band.
It's kind of irrelevant.
It just happens to be that it's the two of us. And we're also not a 2-piece band. That's how it is usually, but you might come and see us with 7 people.
I think the biggest like kind of transition that would be interesting for me to see would be like if you had a live drummer or multiple percussion.
And I love having that, but it's hard to sustain a larger band, because I wouldn't want to be adding another member unless I can make it worth their while to be like in the band. And right now, like going on tour, it's tough to make ends meet, and adding a third person would be difficult.
A third member with a lot of
of gear too. That's the other thing. Our vehicle can pretty much fit exactly what we have. But we have done it. We did a tour of Canada with this marching band, What Cheer Brigade, last summer, and we had a full drummer then, and it's awesome.
It sounds so good.
And when we can do it, we do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. So did you still play the same amount of stuff that you do in terms of drum stuff, and they just played over it, or?
Yeah. It's pretty much exactly what we do, the two of us, plus drums.
It sounds crazy big.
Yeah.